7 Shocking Secrets of Ancient Sparta. When we think of Sparta, we think of warriors. The 300 at Thermopylae. The brutal training. The laconic wit. But the real Sparta was far stranger, far more complex, and far more shocking than any Hollywood movie has ever shown. Secret number 7: Spartan babies were judged at birth. According to Plutarch, every newborn Spartan was brought before a council of elders. If the baby appeared weak or deformed, it was taken to a Mount Taygetus and left to die. This was not random cruelty, it was state policy. Sparta needed warriors, and anything less was considered a waste of resources. Modern historians debate how widespread this practice actually was, but ancient sources are unanimous that it existed. Secret number 6: Spartan women had more freedom than any other women in ancient Greece. While Athenian women were confined to their homes, Spartan women could own property, receive education, and engage in physical training. They could inherit land, run businesses, and even criticize men in public. Aristotle complained that Sparta was too much of a gynecocracy ruled by women. By the 4th century BC, Spartan women owned roughly 40% of all land in Sparta. Secret number 5: The agoge was the most brutal training program in history. At age 7, boys were taken from their families and enrolled in the agoge, a state-run military training program that lasted 13 years. They were deliberately underfed to encourage stealing. If caught stealing, they were beaten not for stealing, but for getting caught. They fought each other, endured extreme heat and cold, and were taught to endure pain without flinching. At age 20, they became soldiers. At age 30, they became citizens. Only then could they live with their families. Secret number 4: Spartans were obsessed with their hair. Before the Battle of Thermopylae, when a Persian scout visited the Spartan camp, he reported that the Spartans were calmly combing and arranging their hair. King Leonidas reportedly told his men, "Comb your heads, for today we dine in the underworld." The Spartans believed that long, well-groomed hair made a man look taller and more intimidating. It was a point of immense pride. Secret number 3: Sparta had 2 kings at the same time. Sparta was ruled by 2 hereditary kings from 2 separate royal families, the Agiads and the Eurypontids. One king would lead the army in battle while the other remained in Sparta to maintain order. This dual kingship was unique in the ancient world and often led to conflict between the 2 rulers. During the Persian Wars, one king led the defense at Thermopylae while the other organized the home front. Secret number 2: Most Spartians were not Spartiates. The actual Spartan citizens, the Spartiates, were a tiny elite. Below them were the Perioikoi, free non-citizens who handled trade and crafts. And below them were the Helots, an entire enslaved population that outnumbered the Spartiates by roughly 7 to 1. The Helots were so numerous and so oppressed that Sparta essentially existed in a permanent state of internal war. Every autumn, the Spartan state formally declared war on the Helots, meaning any Spartan could kill a Helot without legal consequence. Secret number 1: Sparta's greatest weakness was its own success. The very system that made Sparta powerful also destroyed it. Because citizenship was restricted and the population was constantly declining, Sparta simply ran out of soldiers. By 371 BC, when the Thebans crushed the Spartan army at the Battle of Leuctra, there were fewer than 1,000 Spartiates left. A city-state that once dominated all of Greece could barely field a single regiment. The 300 at Thermopylae were not just a last stand, they were a glimpse of a civilization already in decline. Sparta remains one of history's most fascinating civilizations. A society built entirely around war, discipline, and sacrifice. A place where individuality was crushed in service of the state. And ultimately, a cautionary tale about what happens when a society values strength above all else. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Hermes History for more deep dives into the ancient world.